Alright, the time is about 5:45 in the morning. We've set our alarm and gotten up really early because last time we stayed in the Flinders Ranges we were just up at like 4 o'clock in the morning for some reason, and by chance happened to stumble across Stokes Lookout, which we went to last night. But seeing it at sunrise is something else. So of course we set our alarms and I'm just quickly heading to the toilet, and then we're going to go up to Stokes. It's only like probably 6 kilometres up the road, so not too far, but super excited because it's beautiful up there. It's just very cold. Alright, so as you can see, first light has actually broken, but the sun hasn't come up just yet. We always had to be really careful driving on the road at this time because there are just animals everywhere. I don't know if it'll be as bad because a car just left probably 2 or 3 minutes ago, so whatever's out there will probably move when they drive. And also the last time we went, we left at like 4:30 in the morning and it's like 6 o'clock now, so we'll see.
Alright, I look tired as I know, but us sunrise chasers, you gotta do what you gotta do. So we're up here now. It's already pretty bright and the sun's not even fully up yet, like it hasn't emerged. Somewhere up here it was around Christmas time and nobody was here, but this time apparently on a Thursday everyone wants to be here. It's so hard to see, like obviously you guys can see the sun but you can't see any of the valley or anything. I don't know what it is up here, but our hands are freezing. It's not even that cold, it's just our hands are freaking so cold. Need mittens.
It is so cold. Literally our favourite place. So pretty.
Hello, we've just checked out and got our money back for firewood that some grubs stole. It was definitely delivered, they reckon, so they reckon somebody stole it.
Bit of a shame.
We just spoke to the lady in there and she gave us a map of what the best thing to do is around here.
She's highlighted this area. We've done the Bunyeroo Gorge before, which has Razorback Ridge up there, which is like phenomenal. So we're going to do that again, and then it takes you into Brachina Gorge as well, which she thinks is a beautiful drive. So we'll do that. We'll go up into Parachilna Gorge. There's also some glass gorges and everything up there. And then she spoke about a kilometre out of Blindman, there is an Indigenous family that's opened up a shop called Wadner, and thinks that they have some awesome insight into the spots around and some awesome craft and things in there as well. So that'd be cool to have a look at that and check that out. So that's our plan for today.
Yeah.
Join us.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Follow us.
Follow us along. Guys, we've just pulled into the Bunyeroo Gorge and we are about to start this trail. So we've literally gotten like not even 5 minutes in, and Kev's out there trying to get closer to these wedgies up in the tree up there. There was probably a good 5 or 6 just circling up on the top of that hill there. I was able to get some pretty cool shots on the camera, but we didn't get this one out because I was so busy with the other one trying to get some good shots. And yeah, Kev's just out there now trying to have a go at them. I wouldn't fly the drone for something like this. You don't want to scare the birds or anything like that. It would make some pretty cool footage, but I'm not about scaring the wildlife, so we'll just try and go as quietly and as slowly as we can and get some good shots. I just had to stop and film this. I obviously just filmed the wedgies up in the tree, but it's times like this where I actually, to be honest, get a little bit teary and emotional because, like, I had to, for those that don't know, I had to do a little bit of convincing with Kev to actually get him to do this. He loves his job, loves work, didn't want to leave. And just seeing him out there so close to the wedgies, having the time of his life. And, you know, if we hadn't have done this, he would just be spinning spanners and doing what he does in the workshop and wouldn't have had this moment. So it's times like this where you're just super grateful that, yeah, you just get to witness these things. It's, wow. How stupid of me to get emotional about this. It's so silly, but yeah, just so cool. Just here for it. Obviously I want to be out there too, but someone's got to stay with the car. He's just absolutely besotted. He keeps looking back at me like, are you seeing this, Holly? Like, yeah, I'm watching you. So cool.
Just finished filming up all the wedgies. There was the 2 on that tree. They were freaking beautiful. I love wedgies. They're massive birds. Basically this road there's just that much stuff you could do on this road. We've currently stopped at Yana Hut car park, so there's a hut just down over there. We're going to walk and check out. There is old ruins, huts, bloody water pumps, everything you can go and check out here. There's just that many scenic lookouts and everything. It's grouse. Here she is, Yana Hut. Oh, someone smashed a window. Nice little chimney. Huh, where the hell's the door? Must be on the other side. That's a massive walking trail that you can do. I wonder what animals are in here. Jeez, it's quite warm in here. I don't want to get hit by a snake. Right, we've made it to Razorback Lookout. It's one of the best, well, besides Stokes, actually this will probably take Stokes, I reckon. Yeah, Razorback Lookout is one of the best here. I'll show you. So you got the road in. It's nothing much. There's just valleys either side.
Guys, we just flew the drone up and holy shit, what a view. That was the most insane thing ever. I think Kev already compared it to Stokes, and I feel like, I don't know, I haven't been here for sunset or sunrise, but Stokes definitely is a great spot, early morning or late afternoon. But Razorback Ridge, there's just something else. If you're scared of heights, it can be a bit queasy in some spots, but it is just insane, and hopefully this drone footage just does it justice. It is just incredible. The colours on the rocks, the colours of the sand and the dirt, and even the trees. Like, it's almost like the world has a filter on it without even touching it. It's just so harsh, the climate out here, and so gorgeous at the same time.
It looks fake.
It does.
If you look at that over there, that literally looks like a backdrop of a movie scene. It looks fake.
Like, you can't make this up. We're just in Bunyeroo Gorge now, and when we were at the top of Razorback, there was a tour guide taking a group, and he was saying that about 3 weeks ago they had 3 mil of rain, and because of all of the peaks up here in the Flinders Ranges, especially at Razorback Ridge, obviously you guys saw with the footage how steep that is, he was saying all of the rain has to go somewhere, so it comes down to this gorge, and he reckons if they've got 8 millimeters of rain, they have to actually close the entire park because it's just too unsafe because all the water sits in the bottom. So Kev and I were just saying, like, I wonder what 3 mil would actually look like in the bottom here, because if that only happened 3 weeks ago, I can tell you right now it's pretty bloody dry. So obviously the 8 mil, maybe it's just a flash flood and then it sort of goes away, but it definitely hasn't left any soft ground or any water anywhere that we can see, that's for sure.
No,
we'll have a look through and see what we can find.
Which way do you go?
Pick away. Like you're in some underground, well, you're not underground, but you sort of are in one respect, because like in these valleys or gorges that are so big and massive, but also so low from the other main ground. So it's pretty cool. It's hard to actually find the words to describe it, really. So we've just finished the Bunyeroo Gorge and we have just started the Brachina Gorge. So they look pretty similar, except this one has a lot of shaly rocks on the side. In comparison to the other one was more boulders and things, but very similar. Yeah, this one is a bit more bumpy, and yeah, like I said, the sides are just a bit more yeah, shaly and whatever you'd call that, rickety, bumpety. Whatever. Right, I can't believe I'm about to say this, but we are about to do our first river crossing in the Flinders Ranges. Alright.
I think it's Mirage.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Wow.
How long
Thank fuck we have a snorkel. Oh gee, that's deep. Oh, almost got bogged, but we made it out. Guys, we're about to do our second water crossing now. Massive big bog hole there. Wow. Alright. Can you hear me? Alright. Just be careful that we don't lose the patrol in this. Off you go. Just be careful you don't lose the patrol in this, mate. I don't even know if this does it justice again, but wow. We are right down in the centre of Brachina Gorge and there are just cliff faces everywhere. Alright, we just got some drone footage of the gorge down here. What was this one called again? Brachina Gorge. What the fuck? What did you say?
Brachina, oh my god.
Brachina, no, Brachina. That's what it was.
I the fucking tour called it Brachina.
Brachina. That reminds me of Regina George. Anyway, whatever it was, we've got some drone footage and hopefully that does it justice because it was just insane.
Right, we just stopped in at Parachilna. It's on the way. We're going to camp here tonight. We've been told to go to the Prairie Hotel that does feral foods. So they actually cook kangaroo, EMU and other bits and pieces you find out here. So we're going to go give that a crack, I reckon. Probably have a cold beer on this nice warm day.
So cool. Alright, so there's heaps on the menu, but I think we've decided with the mixed grill, so we can try that. There's roux fillets, camel sausages, emu rissoles, mashed potatoes and stuff on there. And then we might just get the potatoes to go as a side. You can get a feral feast, so we might ask about that as well. Is he an adult with a beer or a child with his little kids' paper mat calling out bingo? Alright, here's my ragu, that looks so good. And here's Kev, so he's got camel
sausage
and emu rissoles and kangaroo steak. That looks really good. Yum. Alright, first one.
Here we go. We got a camel sausage. Looks pretty nice. Like dark meat. Just tastes like normal sausage. Emu rissole, here we go.
That looks really good.
It's nice, you can tell it's a bit gamey. But that's actually really nice.
What's that?
Kangaroo steak, here we go. That looks cooked well.
I love kangaroo.
It's cooked well. See if I get worms. That tastes really good, but it's hard to explain what it tastes like. It still tastes like a steak, but it's just weird flavour. This is the wild boar ragu. They all just taste like normal meals.
Fair to say, that was so good. Yum.
That was phenomenal.
Both plates are emptied. That was so good.
So for dessert we have the following. Strawberry kiss, which is whipped coconut cream, Grand Marnier strawberries, and then the other one is Kwandong pudding, which is golden syrup pudding, creams and Kwandong syrup.
Yum.
Get that. That was freaking amazing. That was one of the best meals I've had in ages. Yeah. That was just hands down. It was juicy, it was flavoursome.
It was one of those feeds where like you don't
question
come out of it. Yeah,
Fuck,
like,
the flies are bad out here. Holy.
you don't. It's because you ate feral meat. You stink. It's like one of those feeds where you don't walk out feeling so full and feeling so shit. Like sometimes when you eat food, you just feel so yuck. But that was just like a really satisfying, good feed. That was good, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah.
After that lunchtime feed, we are heading towards the Parachilna Gorge, and then in there you can do the Glass Gorge as well, which is apparently really nice, and head towards Blindman, which seems to be one of the main towns around here as well. So that's our plan. Kev's nice and chockers.
Yeah, we feel it kicking.
The camel or the kangaroo or the emu?
We're just on our way to do the Glass Gorge. The lady back at the station we stayed at last night told us to go past the actual Glass Gorge sign and continue to the what would be the end of it and do it from that way, because it's heaps better doing it that way. But we're just on our way, come past this the North Blindman Hotel. They've got their own little courtesy van or bus. Oh, you can't really see it. I can't zoom in enough, but it says North Blindman Hotel with a picture of a kangaroo in a schooner, and it says the pub in the scrub. And that little sign there next to it says welcome, real people only, no yuppies. Isn't that just bush? I love little country towns like this, the grouse.
So we have just found the coolest shop in the middle of the bush.
That's
it's
great.
Like a kilometre out of Blindman, and it's called Wadner. It's just opened up. He said about 4 years ago there was an Indigenous man who was working in the shop, really great to talk to, who was so lovely, was telling us heaps about all of the paintings and the artwork in there. We didn't take our camera in because we didn't want to be disrespectful and film within there, but there was so many cool things in there.
That's great.
It was just, we were having the time of our lives looking at everything in there. We did get a few prezzies for some people at home, so we're not going to show those on camera, but I'm just going to get Kev to show you what he got himself. It's the coolest thing ever.
It's a back scratcher, but it's a kangaroo paw.
We'll hold it right there, here, and I'll put my hand behind it, try and let it focus. It's a kangaroo paw that is a back scratcher, and it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
so
it's great.
He was saying, oh, thank you. He was saying, apparently there's a show called Skippy, and he's told us to watch it because they use the kangaroo paw in Skippy. But he was also saying that there's an elder locally that gets the roadkill and makes these things out of it. So it's so cool how, I guess, like, they just have these crafty ways of just repurposing everything into something as cool as that. Yeah. And it was like, I feel like what we paid for it was absolutely nothing in comparison to what that would have been to make, or you know, like, yeah, now we get to have it around. They also had the funniest kangaroo balls. That was a stubby holder, and we almost got that as well, but obviously we sold our home to come out traveling, and we don't have a home to come back to yet. We're gonna hopefully buy when we get back, but if we had have had a shed or something like that, I think they would have been sold as well to keep there. Yeah.
He does everything. There's lip balm, hand creams, paintings, bloody boomerangs, any wooden little crafted stuff.
Yeah, they have like goannas and
pyrograph and all that. Yeah. Tea towels, all custom Aboriginal art. There's heaps there.
They had also the famous, I think, I could be wrong here, I'm trying my best, but I think it was like they call snakes serpents, or I'm pretty sure that was what it was. And this snake that he had made, this was a replica, but one that he made went for $12,000 and went to a museum, and it was the most incredible thing we've ever seen. It had echidna spikes on the head and underneath, and the whole snake was pyrographed in the story, in the Dreamtime story of the Flinders Ranges, which was just insane. I think, like, I don't know how Kev felt, but that shop was so cool that I reckon if I'd had a spare room in my house, all of that stuff would have been coming home and like put on places. It was so cool.
Random, because there's literally like nothing here naturally, and then there's just a shipping container and a sign that just says Wadner and store here.
Anyway,
stop in and it's great. Anyway,
if you're in the Flinders Ranges, you need to stop here. It was insane, incredible, lovely people that run it, and definitely give them a look out, because it was amazing. All right, turn it off.
I'll turn it off for you. All right. I reckon it might be, if it's on third, fourth, we might be able to.
There's a cyclist. He was so concerned. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Alright, Kev also got this kangaroo jerky, which the guy said is amazing and reckons that everyone only buys one bag and wishes they buy more. He reckons it's the best jerky in the world, so Kev's going to try some.
He did say it's a bit biased, but he was very strongly
adamant,
yeah, that it is the best. Oh, that smells like, that's mint. That smells awesome. Oh, they're big bits too.
Alright.
Nice bit of powder on it. The more you chew it, it's actually really good. I like it. Probably like a 7 out of 10, I reckon. It's hard to find good jerky nowadays, and it's in a resealable bag, so.
Anyone that doesn't know Kevin, a 7 out of 10 is like a 100 out of 100. You never ever get 10 out of 10s, ever, with Kev. Ever, ever, ever. Just stopped in this gorge, and these little wallabies out here in the rocks, and there's one up there on the hill. Alright. Hey. What a day. That's pretty much our Flinders Ranges, well, main Flinders Ranges day done. So we're just going to head back to Parachilna Gorge. There's free camping all the way along there. So we're just going to find ourselves a nice secluded spot. There was so much room on the way through. We sort of went through that gorge anyway, and there was a lot of people camping, but there's so much space everywhere. So we're going to try and find ourselves, a nice spot that's a bit sheltered from the wind, but hopefully has some great views so we can see the sunset again. Just listen to this. Nothing. So peaceful. So peaceful.
I'll give it that. We've been pretty blessed with the weather since we've been away. Back at home it's been raining. Apparently they've had 135 mil. So I think we had 1 mil on Ollie's birthday, that was it. Come this way. Oh, it's so hard when it's backwards. Oh, no, not that way. This way. This way. Fucking hell.
Kev's first time flying my drone, and he thinks it's Christmas.
Oh, I had to change the settings.
Do you know what sucks?
What?
You turning all the freaking receptors off it and making it fly through shit, and you're going to crash it. You got a spare $2.5 grand? I wouldn't be doing that.
Fuck off, flies.
So the sun is just setting, and have a look at the colour on that. Like the difference between the shade and the sun. Wow. How good. Didn't actually make gravy for this though, but we've got the dead horse. That's all that matters. I need to be sponsored by tomato sauce. Bloody love that. Good, Kev?
Fuck the man, I didn't even put it in my mouth. Oh yeah.
Good, Kev.
It's very hot.
Hope you're keeping well.
Oh, yum.
It's the 21st.
We're in the Flinders Ranges camping. Wow, what a ripper of a day. Alright. Just thought while we're eating dinner, we'll tell you about the spots we went to today. To start us off, we got up early this morning and went to Stokes Lookout, and we saw the sunrise there, which was really cold.
My toes went numb. Like I felt like if I grabbed it and bent it, it would have snapped off.
I couldn't feel my fingertips. Kev actually told me off for packing heaps of stuff before we left, but I packed some of the hot hands pads, and they came in handy because we had them in our pockets warming up our fingers. But that was awesome. And then from there we went back to the place where we stayed, which was Willow Springs. It's like a Skytrek thing just near Stokes Lookout. We stayed there, went and had a warm shower, and packed up our stuff, and then we headed from there and did some 4-wheel-drive tracks. So the first one we did was the Bunyeroo Gorge, which went into the second gorge, which, what was that called again?
Brachina.
Oh yeah, Brachina Gorge. That was so cool. We hadn't done the second gorge before. Last time we were here, we did Bunyeroo Gorge and Razorback Lookout.
Yeah, and then we turned around and went back the same way.
Yeah. but we hadn't actually done the second gorge, and that was incredible.
That was
like
one of the best. The sheer rock faces and the height of them was just amazing. And the colour.
Yeah. Kev was just living his best life out there. Speaking of which, you've probably also seen, well, you've probably seen all of it, but also Kev got so close to some wedge-tailed eagles this morning. Got within like 10 metres right there. They were both in the tree and put on a real good show. We got some awesome footage on the camera. I'll have to post some of those so you can see. If you haven't already, follow us on Instagram. That's where a lot of our photos go. It's just at 2 and Oz, the same as YouTube. We also have TikTok as well. I don't really post too much on there, but there are some reels and things of stuff that we get up to. Anyway, back to what we're doing. Did the gorges. Stopped at the Prairie Hotel for lunch.
It is a Ferral, well, they call it Ferral Roadhouse. Yeah, like they do food, but like they call it Ferral, but it's just the wildlife around here. So they cook emu, kangaroo, camel, wild boar, goat, and lamb. And the only other thing you can get is
I think it was like chicken
you
or
can get
potatoes.
Yeah, chicken or potatoes. That's about it.
Yeah.
We'll attach their menu to the video because I took a photo of it. But that was to die for. I had the mixed grill, which was emu rissole, camel sausage, and kangaroo steak, and Hol had the wild boar ragu, and it was just to die for. It was like I was a bit query about it at the start, thinking, oh, this is going to make me gut hurt or whatever, but that was honestly one of the best meals I've had in a long time, considering what it was as well.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and we swapped halfway so we could sort of have a taste of each other's, and it was so good. I nearly said so good and so yum. So good. It was that good. All I could think about was my nieces and nephews, who would have absolutely just been disgusted at the fact that we ate camel and all of that sort of jazz. But you got to try it. If Sadie, Cisco, Mason, Kenzie, if you're watching, you got to try it. Good.
It is good.
And then from there we went and did the Parachilna Gorge, which had like the glass gorge and everything in there. To be honest, I didn't rate that one. I don't know how Kev felt, but it was sort of like...
It was a fun drive, but there was nothing really scenic to do. It was just windy, up and down road.
Yeah. And you sort of drove in there and drove out, and you didn't really know that you'd sort of gone in there.
Have I passed it?
Yeah, whereas the other gorges, there's definitely lots more to see. But anyway, as well as that, we also stopped in at the Wadner shop, which we obviously talked about that as well. So all in all, like this has to be my favourite day of the trip so far. Oh, I also, as we got to the camp tonight, so we're camping in the Parachilna Gorge or whatever it was called. We're camping there, but there was a wallaby, a yellow-footed rock wallaby that was down drinking just in a bog hole down there, probably like 50 metres down, and I flew the drone, and I actually got pretty close. I stayed back at the start because I was worried I was going to scare it, but it just did not care. It was having a drink, and I got pretty close, and so I have to chuck that footage up so you can see. It's having a good drink, and then he hopped away, and I was actually that committed to getting the good shot that my drone fully ran out of battery and had to land, and I missed the bog hole by about that much. But anyway, we've had a really good day. It's been brilliant. Tomorrow will be our last day in the Flinders Ranges before we head towards the Eyre Peninsula. And yeah, anything to say, Kev?
Just do it. Mikey, just do it.
Just do
it.
If
you're thinking about it, just freaking do it. The Flinders Ranges is one of the... I love it. It's every time you come here, you get a smile on your face. It's just something to see. Even like the gum trees, you think, oh, another fucking gum tree. But they're just amazing. They are massive, and they're just rotted out in the bottom completely all the way up to the top just about. They make great photos and everything. They're just... The wildlife, it's amazing. We saw goats and everything.
Yeah, we did see wild goats. Even the wedgies, like there was a spot where there was a good like 8 to 10 wedgies circling one spot. Like if you want to see wedge-tailed eagles, this is the spot. If you want to see emus, this is the spot. If you want to see kangaroos, wallabies, this is the spot. If you want to see wild goats, this is the spot.
If you want to eat it.
Yeah, if you want to eat it, this is the spot. If you just want to sit here... and have peace and quiet, guess what? This is the spot. All right? Absolutely incredible. We're going to leave it there, guys. Finish our dinner. Thanks so much for watching. As always...
Stay out of yourself.
No. If you like our content, please like, share and subscribe. Obviously, We don't have lots and lots of people watching. I think there's nearly 300 of you now watching, which is incredible because we actually only started this just for our friends and family to watch our journey. So
mainly just to track as well.
Yeah, for us to look back on and have a look at. So if you're not our friends and family, but you're now our YouTube friends, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you and we hope that you love what we're doing and our content. And yeah, stay tuned for more.
Stay safe.